This week, we've got fresh announcements from Massive Audio, CICADA Audio, AUDIOMOBILE, and Ground Zero. This is CMA All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5 Access Innovations. And it starts now. It's been an exciting week for the Ground Zero USA camp with two brand new products hitting the streets this week. The first part of our interview, we're going to head over and speak to Andy Smith, their power sports trainer, for an exciting new 10-inch mid-bass that's unlike anything we've seen yet. Andy, tell us all about the inspiration behind the all-new GZCW 10 SPL.
Yeah, hey Ben, how are you? The fun part with this GZCW is, it's been a work in progress. We've been trying to come up with what exactly we wanted. And, the inspiration, obviously, for me is the motorcycle market and what we can do with it. But I actually got the chance to go to Germany and Austria earlier this year. And, man, I'm telling you, what we saw in the ESQL world over in Europe is incredible. This actually turns out to be a great fit for both markets.
It's amazing how inspiration can come from unexpected places. But Andy, what we want to know is, what does it look like? What are you planning to do with it? And what do dealers need to know about this new piece?
Yeah, Ben. So this new woofer is unlike anything else we've had from Ground Zero. It hits close to home for me, and with my testing and me being in with development of it, it's definitely a fun piece. And I mean, anybody that knows me knows I love green, so we did go green with it. But the way we're going to use this thing in my world is it's a monster mid-bass capable driver. It plays incredible from about 40 hertz to 200 hertz. It's got authority that we've not had in any of our other speakers. When you get into the car side, it's an amazing mid-bass that you wouldn't expect to be able to use. So the joys of what we do with everything we have from Ground Zero, we don't specifically make anything for power sports. We make it so that it'll work in car, or so that we make something for a car. It ends up being able to work in the motorcycle world as well.
Well, we're lucky that you have a piece with you there, Andy. Can you walk us through some of the characteristics or features that make this particular driver stand out?
Yeah, Ben. So this specific driver is actually a one-off custom basket that they made. We didn't have anything that would work for what we were looking at, so they actually redesigned and built one. Our speaker inputs are not just normal push connects or push locks, anything like that. They are actually threaded because of the force that this thing's actually capable of. So they're actually screw in to put your speaker wire in it. Those are two main things. It is a W-style surround paper cone. This thing can take quite a bit of power. It's even got a 91 decibel sensitivity. It's unheard of. FS on this woofer is actually 33 hertz. Close to the subwoofer range. It's crazy the things we can do with it.
All right, Andy, you've got us all excited about this new GZCW 10 SPL. Where can we expect to see it for the first time, or maybe even hear it and play with it?
Yeah, Ben. So the first time you can get your hands on this or see it in person is actually right now. They're available. They're shipping. That's the joys of us showing it to you at this moment. First time you're going to hear it, anybody else that doesn't want to get their hands on it ahead of time, come see us at SEMA. We're bringing a motorcycle that is built with these things in it, and you'll enjoy what they can do. I promise you that.
All right, we go from Andy Smith to another team member of Team Ground Zero USA. We're going to Jacob Brown, the Director of Operations, for part 2 of a big announcement this weekend for Ground Zero. This time, this one spells fun, guys. A brand new subwoofer series. It's called the GZNW12XD2. That's just a mouthful for awesomeness. Jacob, what can you tell us?
Ben, yeah, no, it's kind of fun when you get to talk about 2 new products that arrived at basically the exact same time, that are in 2 entirely different, realms of the car audio and audio in general world. So when you said, and you said something that is right, but it's not right, and this isn't a new sub. This is a relaunch of a sub that we built that was discontinued, I want to say 2015, 2016, but was asked for by popular demand. So the fact that we are reintroducing an old sub, but is kind of almost new to the US, is what is exciting to me. I mean, when you can say, hey, backed by popular demand, unchanged, unaltered, it's really fun to be able to talk about this one particular sub.
Well, let the fun begin. From what I understand, Jacob, literally fresh from the delivery man, you have a piece of this, introduced sub in hand. So why don't you show the folks what it is that this GZNW 12X D2 is all about?
I mean, it's fun that you put it that way, because it literally arrived from UPS from our warehouse in Florida, probably, what did I text you, an hour and a half ago, saying, hey, this is what's awesome. So I've got one sitting right here. And it really is just a monster of a 12-inch sub. So, I mean, when you say it is a fun, packed, filled sub, I mean, it's really just something to be able to say, that's not even our big guy. But it's really cool to be able to reintroduce this particular sub because of what it can do. And that is, it is kind of the jack of all trades of what we imagine is fun. So is it accurate and smooth and fun to listen to and super musical? Yes. Due to the suspension and the motor structure, does it have a whole lot of control? It can dig super deep and move some air? Absolutely. So this sub actually caused me to rethink my Passat. And you've all heard me talk about it, and 120 miles an hour down the freeway with the windows open, not saying I've ever done it, but detail, accuracy, fun, volume, experience. This sub and it being re-released has given me some incentive, or not incentive, but initiative to completely rebuild my Passat from the ground up, starting over, centered entirely around this sub.
So for our dealers tuning in who might be new to the entire Ground Zero lineup, because let's be honest, the catalog is quite hefty, the nuclear line within the range is really developed for that fun kind of street sound kind of deal. I wanted you to explain that in your own words, where this subwoofer fits along with its companions within the same range.
Yeah, so it's really, when you look at the product catalog, like you said, there's a whole lot to try and wrap your head around. And this isn't a product catalog that is always going to be move up and you get better. It's really more of a ladder, and you might have heard me talk about that in the past, where it's not always just everything is the next level. There are things that certain lines do different, and the nuclear is kind of the top tier in what we like to refer to as daily listener. So it's kind of the jack of all trades of car audio. It's musical, it's fun, it's exciting, it introduces emotion, but not overly focused on SQ or loud or SPL. So to be able to bring this sub into the mix is kind of that, I don't even want to say daily listener of daily listeners, but it's really the combination of everything that the nuclear subwoofer lineup does. So you've got, the X-Max, which is that red basketed, massive surround, crazy suspension, big motor sub that just moves air, digs deep, and gives you a shit-eating grin on your face. And the SPL, which is the upper bass authority, musical, accurate, uber controlled subwoofer, and you've taken those two, put them together, and brought in the 12X back to the market. So it really is, when I say backed by popular demand, it really is one of those subwoofers that kind of the industry in general, the worldwide distributors all said, hey, we're missing this sub, can you bring it back? And they didn't want anything changed, we didn't want anything changed. This is, truth be told, the exact same sub that it was, that everybody knows and loves. So it's, again, the culmination of everything that nuclear lineup, the daily listener mentality, and everything just brings to the table is, not personified so exactly, but is represented by the subwoofer.
Last but not least, Jacob, please tell those tuners, what the fuck? Let's try that again. Last but not least, Jacob, let's let the people know the availability of this brand new sub. Well, brand new for us anyhow. When can they get their hands on it, and is it shipping?
Yeah, no, the great thing is, I've got one here, so that means they're here, and they are shipping to retailers as it sits right now. One of the things that I do want to mention about this cool sub is, as it sits, it is a limited production run. When we said it was asked to be brought back, it was asked to be brought back in a limited manner. So there are only 80 of these subwoofers in the country. So if you're interested in getting one, absolutely shoot into your local retailer and get them. If they don't have one in stock, get it ordered, get it in your hands. You're going to love the thing, I absolutely promise.
Hi, Jody from 5 Access here. Just want to bring everybody up to speed with what we do and how we do it. We're a display company. We do a lot of custom graphics. Obviously, we do custom audio boards. We do RGB lighting. We do graphical work up top. We also do all the different custom amp mounts. So for all your store needs, we do front counters, we do home audio sections, we do lighting, everything that you're looking for, give us a call. Again, it's 5 Access, 414-326-7162.
Well, the brand known for creating subwoofers that perform in such small spaces, AudioMobile's come up with a new delivery of product that was definitely going to suit your needs, because this time, no, it's not just drivers. We're talking enclosures. We go now to Matt Overpeck to give us some news on the brand new enclosures coming to you from AudioMobile.
Hi, thanks. And as Ben suggested, we're really excited about the introduction of our new Solo Pass loaded enclosures. These represent a new paragon in terms of both bridging the gap between vehicle-specific and what we like to refer to as omni-specific enclosures. While we've been in the enclosure business with our Solo Pass line for over 6 years, they've always been truck box focused, unloaded, to parlay the benefits of our high-performance, small box, low-profile subwoofers, as well as our MCAR, our modular coupled acoustic radiators, which when used together allow us the unique proposition of being able to put two 10s in a half cubic foot box and have incredible low frequency extension coupled with very, very high output. So think 10-inch size box that performs like a vented 12. That's a pretty remarkable bang for the buck, if you will. So we are currently shipping 3 SKUs. They were debuted at Knowledge Fest last month in Dallas, and they are, how do I want to say this? Selling like hotcakes. In fact, we've had dealers who are a little bit unfamiliar with the benefits of drop-in prefab enclosures, and it's come as a little bit of a revelation to them, because when a customer comes in and you can say, look how cool this is, they're made in America, they're all 3/4 inch MDF, et cetera, they are fit hand in glove and they sound amazing.
Well, Matt, that is some exciting news and certainly a lot of information to digest, but a couple key points I definitely want to zone in on. First of all, did you say these are made in the USA?
Hi, yeah, that's right, Ben. As you know, generally with the preponderance of loudspeakers manufactured in Asia, loaded enclosures typically come with PRC-made MDF particle board type of enclosures, not on par with the kind of US high quality MDF that custom boxes here get made. So when we opted beginning of the year to move our warehouse back to the West Coast, we made sure that we found the best possible box manufacturer that we could partner with, and made sure that our West Coast warehouse facility is adjacent to them, which allows us to load the drivers as soon as the enclosures are done. This gives us 2 benefits. We have just-in-time delivery of exactly the SKUs that we need, so we're super efficient on the manufacturing side. And when you partner with somebody who's also got a high degree of creative chops, you end up with a real synergy. Case in point, when we introduced our Tacoma box, he took one look at it and said, yep, I'm just going to sell yours because this is awesome. And his comments turned to be prophetic. I've had episodes where dealers, without having heard it, simply looking at it and feeling the construction, go, okay, I'll take 3 or 4 of those. So we're building them in the US because there are certain things you just can't make any better than if they're made in the US. But really, it comes down to the just-in-time delivery, which allows us to help win the freight battle, because you can't be in the box business if you can't win the freight war.
As you mentioned, Matt, I can only imagine the optimization of performance using your drivers, which are known to be, ultra performance in such small spaces. So obviously, the advantage is that these boxes are going to be super small and tiny, but have major output. One thing I want to clarify, though, are these boxes universal boxes, or are you doing application-specific type stuff?
Yeah, Ben, I know it seems a little bit like an oxymoron, but it is true that two things can be true at the same time. And in this case, we have managed to crack the code of being able to create select SKUs for popular platforms that are both vehicle specific, as I like to say, hand in glove, as in the case of the Tacoma box, and yet will also work in an array of other popular platforms, be they F-150s, et cetera, et cetera. In addition, because we offer our unique rectangular ISOFEET rubber standoffs, it allows any of our enclosures to be able to be inverted and become downfire enclosures because of the double front baffle, which already recesses the drivers far enough off the floor when coupled with our ISOFEET. So it seems, as I said, counterintuitive that you can have something that is vehicle specific and also omni-mount. We won't be able to do that on all of them. Some of them will be so tight they will be absolutely vehicle specific, like our new Ranger box that's coming down the pipeline. But in other cases, we have ones that are universal and also vehicle specific. And that's a much better formula for more turns and more profit dollars with fewer SKUs. And any retailer who doesn't appreciate the powerful value of that, and I guess our strategy would be lost on them.
Another key point that I definitely want you to illustrate here, Matt, is when it came to the design of the box, obviously you thought about efficiency and how much power would you recommend to any of these enclosures?
So another unusual concept that we have debuted with this series of the Solo Pass enclosures is they are modular in that while they ship loaded, most of them use a dual 10, so a single GT2 10-inch, which is rated at 400 watts RMS. That's a conservative rating at 3 ohms, coupled with the MCAR 250, which is our 10-inch pre-tuned passive radiator. So the dual 10 enclosures are all tuned in that 34 to 35 hertz sweet spot, just as they would be if you were doing a vented box. Of course, the beauty of these in truck box applications is because there is no port, or because the radiators serve as the port, that you have no port noise, which is incredibly important because when you do vented boxes in trucks, when you have the port in the cab, you're much more likely to hear pipe resonance, port noise, et cetera, et cetera. So the first 2 boxes that we've been shipping are rated at 400 watts RMS because that's the GT210. We have another dual 10 trunk mount downfire enclosure that uses 2 GTS 10s, which are rated at 500 watts and have been sort of our bread and butter driver for 7+ years. And because those are sold in pairs or as a pair in the enclosure, that's a 1,000-watt box. Now, we run into applications where a dealer has already sold a 500 to 1,000-watt amplifier on a Tacoma box, but we have a pretty cool solution to that, and that is you can pull the 2 drivers out because the boxes are engineered to be deep enough to accept GTS, GT2, or EVOs. And in one case recently, they pulled the 2 drivers out, put in 2 GTS 10s, and now you have a 1,000-watt Tacoma box because the GTS 10 will work gangbusters in 0.3, 0.33, something like that. So the ability to upgrade the drivers to hit a different price point, different impedance, different power handling gives dealers an incredible palette, if you will, of being able to tailor the enclosure to the customer's budget and or needs and or amplifier. And again, this puts us in a very rarefied, I would say, class of 1. And we feel this new Solo Pass series really kind of puts us at the vanguard of high performance loaded enclosures because nobody has drivers like us and nobody's doing what we're doing with the Solo Pass enclosures.
All right, Matt, give us the details. Are these in stock and ready to ship? And when can dealers get their hands on these new Solo Pass enclosures?
So the first 2 SKUs have been shipping for about 3 months now. The new dual 10 trunk mount BMW Audi sedan coupe 1,000-watt enclosure, which is called the SS 255.2, SS as in sealed system, is started shipping beginning of this month. We were waiting for the rubber ISO feet to come back in stock. So 3 SKUs now, 3 more by the end of the year, and we expect to be by the end of the first quarter at about 10 SKUs.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and its reliability.
People love it.
In the car audio industry, we are blessed to have brands that have been around and since the beginning and have evolved with us, which makes things really fun because now we have old school meeting new technology. One of these brands, which is really exciting to talk about, is Massive Audio. We've got JR Mares coming on to tell us a little bit about what's been going on with Massive Audio and a couple of the new things that might be coming down the pipe. Now, JR, this is a brand that means a lot to many people. You guys have been in the business for a long time. Let's take this moment to just remind dealers the history and the story behind Massive Audio.
Yeah, Massive Audio, we've been around for a while. It was founded by Eddie Madani, and it's actually not his first brand. He's had a couple other brands with partners, but he decided that he had his own desire and his own direction that he wanted to go. And that's why he sort of left his partners and started Massive. And we've been pretty much ever since under his control and under his vision, except for now we're trying to expand for the new market. The audio scene has changed and we have to change with it. And that's one of the things that we're in the process of doing now, is we're updating our designs, especially the cosmetics. So we've always been very performance-based, but a lot of our stuff we haven't changed in the last couple of years because it didn't break, it didn't have issues. But we're seeing that the market's now evolving on a mix of performance and cosmetics, and it was time for us to retool. So now there's new tooling, technology, parts that we can utilize. So, and there's new content too. You know, there's the 24-bit, 32-bit music streams that are happening. So we want to be able to adapt to that and be able to, you know, come to terms with that.
And I'm very happy you brought that up, JR, because many may not know that the engineering, the tooling, everything is done right here in the US and always has been for Massive Audio. Now, keeping in mind the pillars of what makes Massive Audio, you know, there's a great following there. But let's talk a little bit about those 3 values, which are so important for Massive Audio. We're talking about performance, of course. We're talking about price point value. And I think one of the core things when it comes to Massive Audio is the fact that it plays loud music.
Yeah, performance for us, it's not just the performance, it's the sound quality. You know, a lot of other brands that manufacture overseas or manufacture in the US even, they don't really test their product. A lot of the product, especially when from overseas, ships wet, never tested. That's something that we don't do. So one of the things that we're very particular about is the parts that we use. So we do purchase a lot of parts ourselves and hold them. And that's one of the ways that we can hold our pricing. You know, another thing is we can hold our quality that way by not letting the factories do whatever they want to do. So what we focus on is making sure that our designs not only perform very well, but also have a lot of fidelity and are true to the source. You know, it's about music. It's about getting that, you know, recreating that feeling that you have in the concert where, you know, all your senses are alive. It's more about that, you know, and that's one thing that we want to bring to the market. So what we do is we call it, you know, authentic, sustainable pricing. We try to sell our product and not gouge anyone. We want it to be fair. We want our dealers to make a little bit of money because they need to explain stuff. They need to set stuff up for a lot of our customers, but we want the customers to get a good deal too. So that's one of the things that, you know, at Massive, you're not paying for our marketing. There's a lot of companies that just charge a lot of margin for their marketing because nowadays it's important. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make it more organic and more word of mouth.
Which leads us to, I believe, the fun part of this conversation, JR. Let's talk about some product, So we have some dealers that obviously are great followers of Massive Audio and others that might be, learning about this brand for the first time. So if I were to ask you, what are some of the highlight product that you would be most known for and very proud to display and let people audition, what would that be?
One of the products that we're very well known for is for our Hippo subwoofers. So the Hippo subwoofer has been a staple in, our line for many years. And it's one of the few products that was sold through distributors before the big bass got popular. And so the Hippo sub sort of has made a mark because it's one of the loudest subwoofers available right now. We just had a review done by Hi-Fi Vega that said it was one of the loudest woofers available at Amazon. Plus, we, again, for the quality, to assure the quality, we do buy like an American voice coil. Although we do ship it overseas and have it built overseas, we are using the American voice coils. We're using adhesives that we import. We have our own textile factory that weaves our spiders. So that's one of the things that makes the Hippo is, the parts, the steel. We use 1008 steel on the back plate, something that's not readily available in China. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build this consumer product, and it's gotten so popular that the competitors are not using it. And now we're actually coming up with a new platform where we're going to start building competitor product in the US for specific use, for these guys that want to compete. They need something different. And that's the problem, that people have been jumping from consumer to, competitor, with the woofers and the amplifiers. I mean, now that the amplifiers are getting more powerful and less expensive, we're seeing a lot of people without enough alternator current, because sort of the market's all, well, just get batteries, but batteries don't create current, and that's what we need. We need power to make power. So what we've developed is a circuit called the BB circuit, which allows our MOSFETs in our amplifiers to work and not get below a certain voltage. Like if a MOSFET gets below like 9 volts, it can't turn on fully and it starts warming up. Whereas what we've done is we've created a separate circuit just to drive the MOSFETs. So if the power supply in the amplifier collapses, it won't collapse the power supply for the MOSFETs that drives them. And that's something that's very important because that's where probably like 75% of the damage to the amplifier is happening because of that. And that's something that as a manufacturer, we should be figuring it out for the consumers. It's not something that should just be allowed, and it has been for many years.
All right, to finish this discussion today, JR, talk to us a little bit about what dealers can expect, and enthusiasts for that matter, for the future of Massive Audio as we look ahead.
Yeah, it's been a bit since we've really totally redesigned from the ground up, and that's what we're doing now. Because of the new technology, the new, 32-bit, 24-bit music, pro audio drivers are getting more popular because they can play more content. They can, catch up with the bit depth. That's one of the things that we've been really focusing on in our high-speed digital amplifiers. Not really high-speed digital. They're high-speed and they're Class D amplifiers, but they're referred to as high-speed digital. So for the future for us right now, it's really cool because this is the funnest time for me. This is one of the reasons why I came out of retirement, was because I saw all this new technology coming as far as recording material, and I saw that all the audio gear can't keep up with it, can't play all the depth that it has, the bit depth or the sampling rates are very accurate, so the clarity. So I saw this as a very good opportunity to do what I love to do, is create new product for the consumers, and I want to create product that I'm proud of, and Massive's giving me that vehicle, and they have the same vision. So it was very amazing to be able to link up with them and do this.
CE Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and the electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit ceoutlook.com for the latest industry news. Moving Moving now to a very popular category in motorcycle audio, the folks at CICADA have some brand new goodies that you need to know about. We go now to Marty Dean to talk to us first about a brand new amplifier that's just been reintroduced called the BDA 600.4D.
Hey, Ben. We're happy to be here today. We want to talk about our new BDA 600.4D. It's our new micro chassis, high power, small footprint amplifier. This new amplifier is 150 watts by 4 at 2 ohm. It's going to fit right into those tight little spots inside the front fairing of your Harley Davidson Street Glide or Road Glide. It's going to give us a great opportunity to get some extra power in there.
So what was the driving force behind developing this newer amplifier? How does it differentiate from perhaps the previous generation?
So Ben, this was just an add-on to our existing BDA line. We wanted to round out the bottom end of this line with a smaller footprint that a lot of our customers have been asking for. And it allows us to pack 3 or 4 of these inside of our front fairing, giving the rider the ability to put a couple thousand watts in a small footprint. It's just an addition to our BDA line, and we're just kind of a smaller compact chassis.
All right, Marty, so you mentioned this is kind of like the new addition to the family, if you will. But on that note, this is the BD line, which is a go-to series of amplifiers for CICADA. Why don't you just take an opportunity real quickly here to identify all its siblings?
So the unique thing about our BDA line is that, this isn't the only one. This rounds out the line, as I said earlier. We also have multiple 4 channels available. We've got 1,000 by 4D, we've got a 2,000.4D, and then the big boy, the 1,601D. And that amplifier is great to run a pair of our 8s, a pair of our 10s, this is just kind of a full line for us. It really rounds out everything that we've really needed in small chassis, large power footprint.
And it's no secret, Marty, that the motorcycle audio category is at an all-time high. It's spreading like wildfire. And you know what? CICADA is leading the charge in many, many ways. The next items that we're going to talk about really, I feel, is just the evolution of this business, because what CICADA is trying to do with their brand new pre-pack kits is provide turnkey solutions for dealers. Let's talk about some of these kits, Marty.
So Ben, a lot of our dealers were asking for some really simpler solutions. They didn't want to they wanted to make sure that they didn't miss out on any particular part that they needed to complete one of our systems. So we really made it easy. We really packaged everything that they needed to complete one of our systems in one box. Really starting with our Comp 69 system, it's a 6x9 mid-bass driver and a tweeter and a tweeter bridge. You start with this 6x9, it's a CM69 available in 2 ohm and 4 ohm. And we partner with our tweeter bridge, and then we incorporated a tweeter that fits right inside the center here. So you wind up with really a complete solution that bolts together, all packaged nicely. You don't have to worry about forgetting to buy. A lot of people forget this bridge and they get this kit and they figure, oh, how do I mount it? This is just a complete system. It does fit under completely inside one of our lid kits. So with the CICADA lid kit, once it's installed, this gives you the look. Complete solution, mid-bass, bridge, tweeter, mounted with our cut-in lid kit. It's just a really unique solution.
I got to say, Marty, once I seen all those components come together, that is a really clean look. Good on you guys for that. And to put together in a package, yes, I absolutely feel that dealers are going to find that extremely handy. But there's more, isn't there? Because what if dealers are looking for more complete packages that they can offer to their customers?
So Ben, we took our Comp 69 kit, and again, taking feedback from our existing dealers, they thought, what's the next level? The next level is we've pre-packaged our amplifiers and our speakers along with all of our plug-and-play solutions to give you a one-stop kit solution. This system is small as a 2-channel, 2-speaker, up to a more robust 4-speaker with full DSP amplifier. Inside these kits has every single harness, every part, every doodad that you need to install this system completely. It allows the retailer to, again, not forget that they they missed a harness. They open the box, everything that they need to install and complete this system is included.
All right, Marty, some exciting stuff coming from CICADA Audio. We talked about the brand new BDA 600.4D small footprint 4-channel amplifier. Then you've introduced us to some 6x9 kits as well as full-blown 2 and 4-channel kits. Most important question here, when is this stuff available?
So the beauty of this, Ben, is that all these items are shipping today. They're in stock, available. Go see your local retailer, see your local rep, and take a look.
Mark your calendar. CMA Expo is returning in 2024 to the Toronto Congress Centre on April 5th, 6th, and 7th. A huge thank you to all the Canadian dealers who attended and made the inaugural event such an amazing success. You spoke and we listened. Thanks to your feedback, we've implemented some important changes to enhance your experience even further. Confirmed exhibitors for the 2024 CMA Expo are AUDIOMOBILE, Importel, Trends Electronics, Gemsen Distribution, JBC Kenwood, Gentech International, Pioneer, Dix Performance, SiriusXM, Ericsson Consumer, Metra, Amp Global, Fortin. Stay tuned for the early bird registration slated for October 5th. For more information and the latest updates, follow us on social or visit cmaexpo.ca. That's it for this CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5 Access Innovations. We'll see you next Saturday. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.